This week, Kamala Harris announced her candidacy, came out big, 20,000 people rallying in Oakland, California, then CNN Town Hall, which set a record for 10 p.m. viewership on CNN. Give me your sense of her rollout and what possible problems she may foresee with her candidacy.
Well, first of all, I thought it was very well done. It showed a good, some political savvy on her part, and also, obviously she's got some good people, I think, that are, prepared to run a professional, well-done campaign. So, why would I expect any less? I shouldn't, but you never know. I mean, I think I found it rather impressive that she was able to command so much attention as she rolled it out. And, she's an interesting person because she has, I had thought she was going to be a little bit more in the kind of, and I think she is. She's in the mainstream lane here, as sort of in contrast to maybe Warren and Sanders further to the left, more, veering towards center. And she is on certain issues, and she has a bit of a more mainstream kind of reputation. But the Medicare for All thing, which you mentioned, she was as unabashed a proponent of Medicare for All as I think I've ever seen outside of people lefty kind of activists. I mean, when they asked her, do you think we should this means that we should get rid of private insurance? And she said, yeah, actually we should. And I thought, wow, I mean, that's taking it beyond, I think, where I would have expected someone in her lane. And I think what that says about this race that's coming up here. I mean, setting aside Howard Schultz and Mike Bloomberg and the Billionaire Boys Club, and maybe Joe Biden, I think that this is going to be where this is going to be the kind of, fulcrum of the discussion about healthcare, which is obviously, it's a huge issue. It was a huge issue in 2018. It's going to continue to be a huge issue because we haven't settled it yet. And so what this is doing is it has now, the old Overton window trope, but it has now moved this discussion within the Democratic Party way further than it's been up to now. And the centrist position, even the Schultzes and the Bloombergs are kind of saying, yeah, well, we need a public option, and there should be some other kind of way that, they're saying it in a roundabout way. But that's essentially what they're saying is some kind of Medicare buy-in is the compromise position. And, the Medicare for All, which is where Kamala Harris is now, this is the position that they're going to be speaking against. So, I mean, I find that really fascinating. I find it fascinating that she is so matter-of-fact about it, and that, later she did say, yeah, well, if there's something else that people come up with or there's another avenue to get there, I'm for that too, which she's shown in her voting record. I mean, she was a sponsor of the Bernie Sanders Medicare for All bill in the Senate, so she's been there for a while. But this is really fascinating, and we're going to see, I think, for the first time in a long, long time, a mixture of issues and positions around those issues that is fresh and new and exciting for people to watch play out. And in that regard, I'm really happy that there's so many people coming in because, I mean, I think the discussion is going to be very vibrant and painful, frankly. I mean, this is not going to be easy. These things never are, but it's going to be, it's important because, if the Democrats, and I'm just going to go up 30,000 feet here and just talk about the politics of this. The Democrats, Trump ran on "We're going to make America great again," which was his, basically he's saying we're going to go to the past. I'm going to get rid of all this progress, all these, these people from other countries and immigrants and, and African Americans and all this political correctness, and we're going to go back to the good old days. I mean, that was his pitch. The Democrats are not, that's not their party. Their parties, that's why they call themselves progressives. It's why, they win when they look to the future. That's how Democrats win, not by throwing back to the past. So whatever they do, whoever is carrying those messages, this idea, this concept of a sort of array of fresh new approaches from Warren's wealth tax to, Sanders and, his economic program this new idea, like things like MMT and, the idea of deficit spending and on foreign policy as well. I mean, that's still being developed, but I can see that sort of churning up as well. So, I mean, that is really going to be key for them. I mean, it's one, you can run against Trump, and they will have to, of course, but that's kind of baked in. I mean, everybody knows he's a jackass, right? I mean, Schultz is right on a certain level. That's sort of, he is who he is. But this new sort of group of ideas and approaches, I think, is really going to be key, and it's kind of exciting, to be honest. I mean, to see this develop. It's not the same old stuff.
Well, all right. Look, we got to take a break. When we come back, I will try and be optimistic that we're actually going to see that exchange of ideas. My take on Kamala Harris's walk back was a little bit different. I was surprised a little bit by that, frankly. But let's take a break. We'll talk a little bit more about this, and then we've got to touch base on what's happening with sort of the concurrent story, of course, in Washington, which is the Mueller investigation and the fact that Matthew Whitaker is going to have to testify to the House Judiciary Committee while he's still Attorney General. I'm Sam Seder. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. More with Digby.